Hello everyone. Today I am going to be doing a script review of our recent script, Every Time Hank Almost Called Walter. It's uploaded 5 days ago, almost at 300k views and a 22x outlier score. Not too shabby if I say so myself. So I'm going to get into what I needed to do to write this script, starting off with research. You can watch the whole show. That's one option, or you can go to these wikis that provide you with most of the information. By the way, I've seen the show. It's an amazing show. I recommend anyone who's watching this video to give it a try. But since you're not going to be watching every show that you want to write a YouTube video about, the second best thing is going on to these wikis. That can be for any TV show, Squid Games, Dexter, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, you name it, they're gonna have a wiki. Go there, find out all the information you need, find out the names, the characters, all the things that you want to research on. Then go onto Reddit, go onto YouTube, watch other people's videos, or read other people's articles, look at websites, just anything and everything that's going to relate to your topic, and write a doc. This is my doc. It is 17 pages long. I've written everything in a very casual manner about what happens in what episode, and all the combining things that led to the events. As you can see, Act 3, Act 4. 17 pages long, not too shabby if I say so myself. And then we get on to writing. So I use two frameworks, a macro framework which is going to apply to all the points, and a micro framework that is applied in between those points. But let me start off with a hook. Now, hook. A lot of people have a very long hook. It gets boring. People click off the video. What do you want to have as your hook? Hook the audience by telling them what's going to happen in the video. Look at Mr. Beast or any other big YouTubers. They do their hooks very well. They're going to tell you what exactly happens. Like for this script, you're just going to tell them Walter White was a drug dealer or a masked kingpin, and he was the brother-in-law of Hank, and Hank came very close to catching Walt numerous times, and we're gonna break down every single time that happens. Pretty straightforward. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Just tell them what's gonna happen and what they're gonna be delivered in the video, but also hook them a little bit. So what hook we used in this script is like, imagine chasing the world's smartest kingpin for years only to discover he's your own brother-in-law. That's exactly happened to Hank Schrader, yada yada. You get the idea. Keep it short and concise. Don't waste time. Get straight to the point. Then, once you're done with your hook, which is very important, you move on to writing the actual point. So this is the 4 components I use for writing this script: context, build-up, main event, and consequences. What is context? So for our first point, it's gas mask that leads to Walt's school. The context was Crazy 8 wants to buy meth. He goes to buy meth from Walter. Deal goes south. That is our context, that why this thing happened. So what is our build-up now? That gas mask gets picked up from Gomez, who is Hank's partner, and he gives it to Hank, and they see that little J.P. Wayne High School. That's Walt's high school. So now we're building up to the main event, that he got into altercation. That's our context. And then the gas mask gets found by Hank. That's our build-up. Moving on to the main event. Hank visiting Walter in his school to ask about it. So while you're writing the main point, I highly recommend watching the actual scene. It's going to take you 3 to 4 minutes. Just spend that time, watch exactly what's happening, and build that scene up. You don't want to lie. That's what some people do. They don't watch the actual scene and they just lie about the details. Like, oh, he was very nervous. Oh, this was crazy. He was shaking in his boots. Don't say that stuff. Just talk about what happens, but enhance it with words and emotions, and try to make it sound like it was a very big deal, even if it wouldn't be, but never write something false. And secondly, use quotes to add on to those emotional connections and add on to the point you're trying to make. Now, once you've written the main point, there's gotta be consequences. So what were the consequences of Walt almost getting caught? Hank decides, oh, if it's not my brother-in-law, it must be something else, and he catches the janitor who was smoking some weed. So he thought, oh, he can smoke weed, so he can sell blue meth as well, which is 95.1% pure. So yeah, that is our breakdown for the macro points, and we have a what if section. That is basically you talking to the viewer, sharing your own thoughts on this point. That what did you thought? Was it lame? Was it a good conclusion? Do you think the writers did it justice? Just think what the viewer might be thinking and just say it out loud. Try to say what they're thinking as well, and then just give your own input as well. That, oh, this was a lame conclusion because not a janitor is capable of 99.1% pure math. And think about your brother-in-law who is a chemistry genius. Might be a better, target. But yeah, now we move on to micro frameworks. This is going to be in between the points, and we're going to do claim, evidence, and analysis. What is our claim? Pretty straightforward. Hank tries to catch Walt. So that is our claim, that Hank came really close to catching Walt. We hook it as Hank was minutes away from finding Walt in desert with Tuco Salamanca. Now, what is the evidence that Hank was very close? We mentioned there was a pill that Walt had in his pocket. Tuco tells everyone to empty their pockets, and Walt takes out this pill and puts them on the table. Now we write an open loop that just remember that for later. That is very important. Sometimes write open loops to keep your viewer thinking and pinpointing something crucial that, oh, this pill bottle will be important later on in the video. And then we finally move on to analysis, that once everything was settled, what was the analysis of the pill bottle? If Hank had come in 2 minutes earlier, he would have seen that, oh, Walt and Tuco are probably scheming something. Or he could have looked at that pill bottle we mentioned earlier and made the viewers remember that he could have seen the fingerprints on top of that pill bottle and traced it back to Walt. So these are the two frameworks. I can get into more details if you guys want, or if you want a proper macro and micro framework and all the other frameworks I use to write these scripts, just comment below and I'll give you the doc. Other than that, we have AI. Should you use AI in these scripts? Heck yeah. AI is great, but you always have to supervise it. Just give them your research doc, let's say at this point, and tell it to make it coherent, concise, and simple. So it's gonna make the document less cluttered. It's gonna make you be able to write with a better flow, and just try to make it very human-like and try to only use it to make your sentences more simple. Don't make AI write everything. If it goes wild, you're gonna end up with a crappy subpar script, I would say so. So that concludes everything. Thank you for watching the video. See you guys later.